Rodgers. I want to know if you agree with this statement.
Is he still in the NFL? And then I was like, looking at his cheeks, Meike might need another 3 months of training, doing some squats or something there, bro. I mean, well, you're 58, man. It's hard to get them buns.
Dude, CeeDee Lamb should be less worried about a curtain keeping the sun out of his eyes. You get a curtain to keep Jerry Jones from looking at his package when he's in the shower.
Hey, Shawn.
What?
They pay CeeDee Lamb $34 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess what? Guess what you get for $34 million?
Whatever you want.
A little looky if you want to every once in a while.
All right, guys. Welcome to an episode of Fully Loaded. I'm here with Chris Carter. I'm Shawn. Meaike, how you doing, bro?
Very good.
Minnesota Vikings in the house.
Excuse me. I'm just. They sent me some new stuff, so I'm just working it into my public appearances.
You ain't got to apologize.
6-2. No.
6-2. You proud?
Yeah. Not an apology. Just they keep me up with the latest gear. The team wears, the coaches wear.
Would you be wearing it?
If they were 2-6, guess what? We wouldn't be talking about it.
Good point. They wouldn't be saying you nothing. We wouldn't be talking about the Vikings.
And I typically do. My team has been fairly consistent for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, just a little bit short. So I've been able to go through my wardrobe and keep wearing my Vikings gear. Yes, we're representing. Let's go.
Good to hear, man. You're looking good, bro. All right. So I want to start with Aaron Rodgers. I want to know if you agree with this statement.
Is he still in the NFL?
Well, that's a good question. I will put a pin in that. I want you to answer this for me. I think he is. And Chris Broussard said he should retire. Like, enough's enough. He's got to go. He had a great career. Why is he talking about coming back? They're asking about who's going to coach him next year. Do you believe that Aaron Rodgers, and based on what you said, maybe I already know the answer, should be done in the National Football League after this season?
No, I don't think he should be done.
Okay.
I mean, he has played better football in his career, but that doesn't mean he's still not competent enough to be the Jets' starting quarterback.
Okay.
And if you look at the trades and stuff that they made, Devontae Adams and everything, that wasn't just a let's do that this year and throw our cards and try to be world champions. Like, that is a multiple-year decision. Mm-hmm. When Aaron came back, I didn't think it was an all-in or 1 year after the Achilles. I thought it was a 2 year. So I don't think he's playing horrific enough where he's embarrassing himself, his legacy and everything. No, he's the best option to be the Jets starting quarterback next year. They just need to be able to upgrade some other things around it, get a head coach. But Aaron Rodgers should be one of the options for them starting next year. That should be their number one option.
All right, and being a guy that you have, because he's like Pastor Chris. That was my name for you the other day. You're like, what Chris says, he always takes it and shapes it up, and he shoots you straight, but he's got a really good answer, and he's good, right? Pastor Chris, and whenever he says stuff from now on, he gets up and I'm going to call him Pastor Chris. You were taught about Aaron Rodgers. Listen, man, if I'm a head coach and I'm looking to go to an organization, if you were a head coach and you had options between a couple organizations, would you be excited about coming in with Aaron Rodgers, both physical play right now and ability, and also coachability if you were coaching? Would you be excited about that? Does Aaron Rodgers have too much control? Did the Jets already take that control away from him when they made some of these moves?
Well, being a head coach, first of all, let's focus on being a head coach in the NFL. You're one of 32 dudes, man.
Okay.
I mean, it's the best football coaches in the world, bar none, and it's a great opportunity. You are partnering with a billionaire. You're probably going to be making somewhere between $6 to $10 million guaranteed over 5 years. So if I'm a coordinator or I'm a coach that, looking for that right chance, or someone hasn't given me a chance to be the head guy, yes, I would take the Jets head coaching job, and with Aaron Rodgers being the option. Why? Because Aaron Rodgers is better than at least probably 8 to 10 quarterbacks that are starting in the league, and he's better than most of the first-round draft picks that are going to be drafted next year that you're going to be stuck with also for multiple years. So it's about the total opportunity. Now, you might only have Aaron Rodgers for 1 year, and to me, that's not something as a deal breaker. Say, for instance, if the Jets wanted to hire Brian Flores, the defense coordinator from the Vikings, and then Brian Flores is looking at it like, okay, now what should I do? Because remember, before he didn't want Tua. He didn't want a young quarterback. Don't you think that he could be invigorated, touching that defensive personnel, Brian Flores? Like, you could spin it like that. That could be one of the few instances where it's a good marriage, where he's got a guy that's already been a head coach, has experience in the AFC East, that now that they can kind of concentrate on, okay, how do we go out and beat Buffalo, Miami to be able to win the division?
But the problem is with the marriage with Aaron Rodgers is he could decide before the season starts, he heads off wherever he heads off before everything starts, OTAs or whatever else, and you already walk in, and I mean that's what happened this year. Like it's been an ugly deal.
Well, somewhere along the way, it's like, okay, I'm seeing a new therapist. Okay, so and it's not court ordered.
Okay,
I'm just in the.
You're just trying to get better.
Yeah. Like I didn't get in. I didn't do anything with my wife.
I got one. I got no court order either. So
no,
we're good.
Yeah. So it's new. I've been to one session, but I really like her. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, you just have to be able to change your perspective, because we're all a certain way. But as you get older, the more information, you should be able to get a different perspective. And at some points in your relationship, you have to kind of change your nuptials with your partner. Okay. Woody Johnson, yes, he still runs the team, but the head coach is gone. Probably Hackett, who was the connection to Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be gone. So it's time for the Jets to redo their nuptials for 1 year. Hire Brian Flores, have him take over that exceptional defense. 1 year with Aaron Rodgers as he goes out on a winning note as they try to defeat Buffalo to win the AFC East crown in 2025. That would be the plan from Cris Carter.
And you think Aaron Rodgers might redefine his own assessment of nuptials, realizing he's got 1 more year left?
Yes.
He ain't doing what he
And
used
he's got
to
a
do.
whole offseason with Devontae and Garrett.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Like, I believe another offseason, as you could start to see, will still continue to pay dividends for them. So I'm still with Aaron Rodgers being a starting quarterback and still playing at a good enough level that he can be my starting quarterback. Now, I'm going to change the style a little bit because he doesn't move quite the way he used to.
Or at all.
Okay, so I'm going to make some adjustments to that.
Correct. So we don't have to watch him try to move around.
Yes.
Nobody wants to see that anymore.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No, nobody wants to see that. All right, so you played wide receiver in the league for many years. CeeDee Lamb was talking about a ball he couldn't see at AT&T. Said the sun got in his eyes. Said it's all about them having a curtain there. Number one, you ever play in a stadium in the league where there were places in the field at certain times that you could not see the ball?
Yes.
Okay. What was the worst one?
I wouldn't. When they first started coming up with the domes, the lighting in there wasn't always the best.
Okay.
But all these things can be true. And playing outdoors in a place like Denver or in Arizona, the ball can get lost in the sun. Like, it's an outdoor game.
Correct.
And we've been playing it outdoors since we were little.
Correct.
But what I don't understand and what I don't accept is, what time the game is starting. And typically the coaches have the practice time around the game time. So you're typically practicing somewhere between noon and 4. Typically, you're going to be either in that arena and you're going to know at what points of the game that there's going to be a problem. So for me, I've already done my work that I know if it's the second quarter and we're going east, then I could have an issue in the back corner of the end zone. Also, as you go through the warm-ups in the game, I go to every part of the field, not only seeing if it's field turf, I don't have to worry because every foot's going to be the same. But if you're outdoor natural, certain parts of the field might be a little bit different. So the football field is your canvas. You got to know your canvas. You can't be, the lights were in. Yes, that was true, but not acceptable.
Okay.
Because what do you do to train your eyes for the lights? You look directly into the lights, and then you make your eyes look up, then you make your eyes look down. Then you look right into the light, and your pupils will adjust. So now when you're looking into the light, The dark spot you typically see when you look into light, you will be able to see the object in there, and hello, you're on the football field. Guess what the object is? It's a football.
So as you're running down the field, you look in the light, you look
Yes.
up, you look back in the light, you run full speed, catch a football, score,
Yes.
suck it up.
Before the game, I'm making those adjustments. And if the stadium has a rise that the sun is on one part of the stadium, which they typically have it on the visitors, and then once it starts to set, then you can have it. But I'm a pro, man. Mm-hmm. Guess what I do? I catch the football. Guess what conditions I catch it under? Any conditions, let alone a home game in a $1 billion stadium. That would not have come into my mind.
That would never come out of your mouth.
I would have never said that he has to do something about that. I would have already had something done about it before the game because I would have known.
Correct.
So which in turn is I handle it myself, but I would have never blamed it on the stadium or after the game. There was another way to even approach it. Even if he wanted to do that, there was a way to approach it after the game to let Jerry know.
You mean
that
him to Jerry or him to somebody else? Not the media.
No,
in the entire
absolutely
world.
not.
Because you don't look good after that.
No.
Not when you get paid that kind of money to be that great.
No, but guess what I do if I'm the owner? If I'm paying a guy $35 million, he tell me he need a little extra, whatever you need. I need a little, what do you need? Uh-huh. If it's possible, we getting ready to do it.
Correct. But doing it the way he did it ain't going to help him. Because now Jerry Jones gets pissed off.
We're in partnership.
Correct. Now what did Jerry say?
And guess what? You know how many games they have played at that same time? All right?
Correct.
You got to know your canvas, man. You're the artist. You got to know your canvas. The field is 53 1/3 yards wide. It is 100 by 10 on each sideline. That's the canvas. That's it.
So Jerry Jones's comments you agree with when he says, hey, man, both sides deal with it. We get it. You know what time of day. You're the one that flips a coin. You know where you're going. It's your team. And then he said, what do you want me to tear down a $1 billion stadium? Can't argue that.
I know people hate it, but Jerry's right this time.
This time.
He's right this time.
Yeah, he ain't been right much this year, but he's definitely.
But I don't think that play would have made a difference in the game.
No, it wouldn't have.
I'm glad we're talking about it.
No, because it's. I guess for me, I just think that everything you said is the way I look at it. Like you get him. That's your job. And also, the more I listen to you talk about the NFL, and the more I even watch like Division I football, there's no detail left unturned. There's nothing that y'all don't figure out. No. You know when you're going to take a piss, when you're going to eat corn, when you're going to eat that, what you put for electrolytes. It's actually a little bit early.
Yes.
So if you live that way,
it's mechanical.
Yes, for these reasons.
And you're going to have a certain output of energy between these hours because you have done all these things.
So he shouldn't have whined and complained about the damn sun. Catch a ball.
Dennis Green, great coach of the Minnesota Vikings, said 99% of everything you guys tell me is probably true. 100%, I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
I'm going to make my decisions. I'm going to do my deal.
I don't care.
I'm going to run a team.
No excuses are acceptable.
Yeah. I like that.
99, he said, 99 y'all typically, I know it 1%, but 99% y'all tell me the truth.
So zero chance Randy Moss would have said that when you started working with Randy Moss when he came in the league. Zero chance he would have got in front of the media and said that.
Well, I can't guarantee what he's going to say. The one thing is that he would have known about it.
Got it. He'd been prepared.
And Moss and I, man, we wore eye black indoors. You know eye black works.
I know it doesn't play baseball. I know. I agree with you.
We wear it indoors. Guess what? It helps with the reflection. Mm-hmm. Yes, indoors. My whole career, eye black.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, so Jerry Jones was, in your opinion, right this time. Who has more wins at AT&T this year? Jake Paul or the Cowboys?
Well, probably the Cowboys because the Jake Paul thing wasn't really a contest.
Let's talk about that. What were your thoughts on the Jake Paul Tyson deal as you watched it?
It was definitely rigged.
Okay.
And Mike Tyson at no point in the fight overexerted himself, or he showed you the intensity for which some of the videos we saw him training.
Yes.
That was the biggest difference, because I never saw him make a move, counter move in an attacking fashion. And then I started reading about some of the contract stipulations, and the longer the fight lasted, the more money he made.
Correct.
Well, guess what, bro? Man,
he landed 18 punches in 8 rounds, bro.
now, this is the thing that I enjoy, though, because I was watching this, and there have been some times in my 50s that I have to call myself getting myself back in elite shape. Mm-hmm. Mike Tyson and I are the same exact age. Mm-hmm. His career parallel with my career. Mm-hmm. I watched him. He was managed by Don King. Don King and his son Carl are from Ohio. I went to all the Tyson fights. They used to hook me up. I used to be right there, ringside, everything. Seeing myself in the ring as a 58-year-old, I know that I'm going to do a better job of cutting off the ring and getting to my sweet spot where I can get close enough to him that I can deliver some shots on an upward trajectory. That never happened. Never happened. Now, I did see Mike in between one of the rounds. I think it was round 5. They told him to take a deep breath in. They lifted his shorts up. They sprayed some water down, and then he breathed out. That was the only time I thought that he was in any type of trouble.
Was when they sprayed the shit down his shorts.
Yeah.
That was the most nervous you were for him in the whole entire fight.
Right. And it was hard for me to take it serious. Maybe an hour before the fight, his son interviews him, and then he walks away from the interview, and he's got on some type of slave and master, some type of leather strap, something. Yo. I mean, he had some type of deal on that I was like,
you can't unsee that.
What is that?
You can't unsee that on Mike. Yeah, I saw it.
And
too.
then I was like, looking at his cheeks, Mike might need another 3 months of training, doing some squats or something there, bro. I mean, when you're 58, man, it's hard to get them buns.
But yo, yeah, they are. You might want to wrap it up too, not show the entire world.
Oh my goodness.
He don't give a fuck, though. All right, so you think it was fixed? The entire thing was fixed. Jake Paul never even attempted to knock him out. Mike didn't attempt to do anything. Let's just go around and play around for eight rounds. I'm not going to drop you because I'm 31 years younger than you, but we're just going to play. Yeah, we're going to get paid.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, if it's not on Netflix, which I already subscribed to Netflix, I'm not going to watch that. Like, I'm not going to go for, like, I knew something was happening.
Yeah.
And, no, I'm not going to go for that. So, yeah, they got us.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the 72,000 people in Jerry World.
No doubt.
Because, there's no way you can leave there and feel like you got your money.
Now, did you see the fight before it?
Now that had to be fixed.
Dude.
That girl,
she got robbed.
That girl
the
whooped
fight,
her.
No, but you mean it was fixed as far as the result. Yeah,
yes.
They were fighting their ass off, and that girl headbutted, she whooped her ass. She got robbed.
Yeah, that
she completely got fucking robbed.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
They should have a rematch.
No doubt, but that was a great fight.
Yes,
they fucking went to town.
She fought 6, 7, 8 rounds with an open gash, a piece of ham, turkey on her eye.
No, it was like,
and she was
on both of them, bro. And this one kept leading with her head.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's how they do in Ireland, I think. She's like, I'm just coming. I'm just going to bring my head and knock you out. That was a good fight.
Very good. Yes.
That, no matter what you want to say about Jake Paul, it means he's even a better, which is still mind-boggling when you watch him, in their sense, world, a better marketer than I even thought. Because I said to myself, he ain't going to get 70,000 people there, and he did. Netflix, were you able to watch on Netflix? Or was it spinning the entire thing?
I had to do it a couple of times, turn it off, then turn it back on. But
dude, for the people that created streaming, they suck. Like, holy shit. Dude, I'm not trying to be funny. You can't fucking figure that out. You know that people are going to watch it. Okay. You know you're going to get a bunch of dudes to watch it.
Okay, check this out.
Yeah.
So the next big event is Thanksgiving.
No, that football. They can't do it. Netflix can't do it. Netflix can't stream.
Do they know what Thanksgiving is?
No. They couldn't even stream the Tyson fight. And they're going to stream an NFL game on Thanksgiving. How many people watch the Thanksgiving games? You better find another way. You better call the commissioner.
40 million? 30 million? A normal game 15.
How many watched
Monday
Tyson
night,
last
Sunday
night? How many watched Tyson last night? They couldn't fucking handle that.
Yeah.
It was everybody was down. They couldn't handle it.
I think they're going to have to go out and maybe buy another satellite or something.
How many? 120, Jake, 120 million. Dude, 40 million people watch football on Thanksgiving. 120 million watched a fucking 58-year-old fight a kid who's not even a boxer in a whatever we want to call it, fixed fight mess. It wasn't very entertaining. And 100+
It was
million.
a contracted fight.
Damn. And they got 34 million on Thanksgiving. Yeah, you're right. Right on it. 40 million, 34 million. All right. So, Paul, but now here's the thing. Meaike was talking about fighting his brother afterwards. Can they pull it off again? Can they get people to pay again? Can the Pauls pull it off again? Can Meaike get his old ass in there in a year, fucking make another 20 million, and will people watch it? Or is it one, you got us one time, you're not going to get us again?
Please, Meaike. Go out and sell some weed or do something.
That don't pay 20 million like overnight. That's a lot of weed, bro.
No. But he utilized this moment right here going to something else, bro. And he had to give up all the smoking and everything to do this so he can pass the drug test.
It didn't look like he gave up much.
Man, that was a farce, man. I've seen some of them things. I saw him move from point A to point B. I saw him deck the dude wearing the bodysuit in the sparring session.
Yeah.
That he did not try to do that one time. Not one time.
Well, they're brilliant then.
It was like he was on medication or something because he's chewing his glove like Uncle Fester.
Did you hear what he said afterwards? He goes, I just have a biting fixation. He was literally, we didn't need to, hey, he can bite his glove. He wasn't punched anyway. Telling you his glove for. But, hey, they got us. I guess they're brilliant.
Us.
And Netflix, I still don't think they'll be able to handle NFL on Thanksgiving Day. So God bless you, bro. All right, here's what I want to do with these 5 coaches. Fired or not, if you were the general manager, you were the owner of the team, would you fire any one of these 5 guys at the end of the season? I know we still have more games. Let's call it now. Do you think they're going to make it through? Doug Peterson with the Jags.
No.
You wouldn't fire him. Bless you. Bless you.
Excuse me.
I don't know how you do that. He like sneezes like a cat. He covers it up. You don't even hear nothing. That's impressive. Pastor Cris.
Don't know how much longer I'll be able to do that.
I don't. Good. Let it rip.
I'm starting to get a little seepage. Doug
Do you
Peterson.
need a tissue?
Doug Peterson, I'm definitely going to let go.
Okay, he's out.
Yeah, and because his expertise is supposed to be the quarterback, and the quarterback has digressed.
Correct.
And when you have that combination, you have to be able to move on.
So he'll be done. Antonio Pierce, Raiders.
I'm staying with him.
Okay.
1 year, didn't get a quarterback this offseason. He deserves that. Brady taking over 10% ownership of the team. I'm sure he'll have some input what they're going to do this offseason, but he deserves at least another chance.
Okay.
Get him a quarterback.
Kevin Stefanski and the Browns, 2-7.
Now, he's a really good coach.
Okay.
I think that when they decide what they're going to do with Deshaun Watson, it's going to help him out as a coach. But if he gets fired, he will be the most sought-after coach that we have besides Ben Johnson. And
So you think he'll make it? You think they're going to keep him?
Yes, he's a good coach.
How about Brian DeBall, Giants?
I think it's a tough situation when you have Saquon Barkley rushing for potentially 1,700, 1,800. And then you also still have that video out where you guys were trying to do the offseason, the general manager talking to him, how you're going to handle your players, and making him the excuse of why you paid Daniel Jones and everything. And Daniel Jones is not Danny Dimes. He's like a half
That's your
of a
least favorite
he's like
quarterback
a half
in the NFL.
of a rusty
Is he
penny.
your least favorite quarterback in the NFL?
No, he just has the worst nickname.
He does, okay.
Whoever gave him that needs to go back to.
He should give it back.
Yes.
He should give it back.
Danny Dimes. You know what a real dime is? Yeah, okay.
So does Brian make it?
No.
No.
They got to go.
You think he's
They
got to
go. They
How-
got to go.
How about Mike McCarthy with the Cowboys?
He's in last year. Jerry told you he's going to fire him.
Okay, so he's gone.
That's what he said. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, so Jerry said
When you
you're
have
not-
a coach, and he's in his last year, and now that the team is struggling, if the team was winning, he would sign him to an extension. There's no way he would continue this process on. No one does this.
Correct.
This is the absolute, okay, when you get to that last year, what are we going to do? We're going to re-sign him up. The players know who's going to be in leadership.
So as an NFL head coach in your last year, if you ain't signed up by what period of time, you ain't going to be there next year.
No.
And everybody knows it, including you. You
Yes.
just lame duck. You're there.
Yes.
And as a player, what happens? Because he ain't going to be there next year.
You start protecting your own business.
You start explain that. What do you mean?
Well, every man's in an independent contractor.
Yeah.
The coach has a contract with the team. I got a contract with the team. Guess who? I pick up my checks. He picks up his checks.
Mm-hmm.
So now they have decided as an ownership, we're going to move forward without him. But they're going to move forward with me. So guess what? I'm getting ready to not worry about his fucking business. I'm getting ready to worry about my business because I still got a contract with this independent contractor who happens to be Jerry Jones. So guess what my comments are more related to? Team building, the future, and everything else. I'm not getting into that. He got his own money. He got his own business. And guess what? He got his own voice. Speak for himself. Because he's not going to be up speaking for me, so I ain't going to be out here speaking for him. And that's how I'm going to conduct my business.
You ever been, I'm sure, I don't know, you played with one team for so long, been in that situation where your coach was going to be out, like everybody knew it? Like you were playing, your head coach was going to be out, everybody knew it for you when you were playing the league?
I mean, I was very fortunate that, well, when I left Philadelphia, I went to Minnesota. Jerry Burns there, he had been there a long time as an assistant coach, and they had, I think, 8 Pro Bowlers and hadn't advanced to past the NFC Championship game. So it was in the car. They made the huge Herschel Walker trade. Mm-hmm. So it was like he was under a lot of pressure. That last season, which was my first season there, yeah, you could tell the writing was on the wall. Like you could tell the writing was on the wall that he was going to be. And to me, I was just moving over from Philadelphia. Like all these guys in the locker room, you know, they had a lot of camaraderie together, but that wasn't none of my business.
You're just trying to figure
And I told them, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting ready to go out here and try to catch as many balls, try to get us to win a game or two, so that whoever takes over, when they look at that tape, number 80 pops on that tape. Mm-hmm. That's my concern. Not this other stuff on the side that has nothing to do with me and the contract I got with the club.
Ain't got shit to do with you. Where will Belichick be next year?
Woo! I think Jacksonville is a real possibility.
Really?
I don't think the Giants. I don't think the Jets, for obvious reasons, past.
Understand it all.
Yeah, I still think there's going to be a couple more spots available. I don't know where they are, but I think Jacksonville with a quarterback, and especially in that division, you got the Colts, you got the Titans, and then you got the Texans. Like, he's only so many wins, 6 wins away from being the winningest coach ever. 2-3-year contract in Jacksonville.
Correct.
Nice weather. That, to me, is a winning combination. Shad Khan, which would let him run the whole operation. If Shad Khan gives the whole operation to Urban Meyer, he's got to
Sure as hell got to give it to Belichick.
I mean, come on, man. Talk to me.
I know, bro. I know.
Right?
I know.
Every week, Belichick on TV drops a nugget, a dime, a real dime, or just wisdom on how to play the game, how to win the game, how to approach personnel. Like,
It's a shame he's not in the league.
yeah, he talks about drafting Ron Gronkowski and the whole family being at the draft and everything. And he's talking to Gronkowski and everything, and tells Gronk, get off the stage, man. You're in New England, man. Act like you got some class. Get off the stage. So there was no misunderstanding with Gronk who the boss was anytime he was in New England.
Correct.
And that's the way you need to operate a football team. It's not a baseball team. It's not a basketball team.
I would agree.
It's not the Ryder Cup. It is a professional football team, and that works.
So no shot he goes to the Cowboys?
No shot.
0 shot.
No shot.
Okay. And is there any shot that Deion Sanders coaches the NFL next year?
I think there's a little shot.
That Deion does?
I really do.
With the Cowboys?
I think that because of he's been successful, I think that he will be offered a couple opportunities. Now, I don't think Jerry Jones And I don't think the Cowboys is the best fit for Deion. I think the best fit for Deion is college.
Okay.
Because we can play college football another 50 years, and there will never be another NFL Hall of Famer, arguably the best at his position, coaching, and his son is a Heisman Trophy candidate, and his adopted son is a Heisman Trophy candidate, and both of them went to a historically black university and followed him on that trail. That won't happen again. NIL, like, even in this new era of NIL, Travis Hunter is not going to go to Jackson State and turn down.
It's too much money.
It's too much. It's too much money. So to think that this can be duplicated, see, to me, he's one of one in college forever. I do think that if he can get back to the state of Florida, in some capacity, if he can get to the SEC, in some capacity, with those resources that they have, and his reach, and his ability to make family members comfortable with what he's going to do with their young people, it's going to happen, man. Like, it's going to happen. This thing in Colorado is not sustainable. He's going to leave Colorado.
What's not sustainable?
Being in Colorado, in that part of the country, there's not enough good football players to recruit the way he wants to recruit. And his son, Travis, and Shador, they're leaving.
Gone.
So he's leaving.
So this is it. After the season, they leave, he leaves. Shiloh leaves, kid leaves.
The only way is if he doesn't get that offer, that I could see him maybe trying to do another year, but he's not going to be able to duplicate the.
Correct.
Like, if they're able to get into the Big 12 championship game, why would he stay? Because eventually he's not going to be able to beat Georgia and Alabama and them.
Not with them guys, no.
No.
And is there a shot they make if they were to win out, they can make the playoff, college football?
Yeah, they're going to get smacked. But
but they could make
absolutely, it. Yeah, it's going to be them and BYU. They went out, they played BYU. Big 12 championship for a right to have a bye.
And you think they'll get? I mean, obviously we know how good his kid, how Shador is, how good Travis is. Is the defense not that good? When everybody's raving about how good is that defense, just SEC, they got no shot to keep somebody in the game and keep their quarterback.
I think that they can't run the ball consistent enough against the SEC front, and the quarterback holds the ball too long against the SEC.
Got it.
Yes,
So what's going to happen when a quarterback when he goes to the NFL?
Caleb Williams. Remember, people say, oh man, this is an asset, holding the ball, scrambling around.
Yeah, how's that working out for them?
That doesn't work in the NFL, man.
So if
you got to be scrambling like Michael Vick or Lamar, and these brothers are not them. Now they brothers, but they not them brothers. You understand me, man?
I understand what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yes, I got it. They ain't this.
And no one said that about Caleb Williams. He is not a freak athlete, man.
Correct.
Like, he's not Cam Newton. He's not Vic.
Is Caleb going to be a good NFL quarterback? Because this year's been really. Is he gonna, you think he's going to?
Yes, because he does have the intangibles, the leaderships, but you don't know what you don't know, and you got to get that ball out of your hand into your playmakers. Like, he's got playmakers around him. It's not like the Carolina situation where he don't have playmakers around him. Like, there is no excuse, but that style is not productive. And guess what? It has not even gotten cold in Chicago. And they are struggling throwing the ball without it getting cold in Chicago. So
how's Shador going to do in the NFL?
I think he has the tangibles to be, but he got to get to the right spot.
Yeah.
Like, does he have assets around him? What type of system do they run? Do they make him get rid of the ball? Because he's not a great athlete either.
Shador.
Yes, I guarantee he can't run under 4.7. He's definitely like a 4.9, 4.8 guy.
He's a 4.9, 4.8 guy.
Man, did you see them hips on him, man?
Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, but that ain't fast. Pretty slow, bro.
You ever seen him trying to dance and everything? He don't do nothing quick.
I've never seen him.
He does have a fairly quick release, but just trust me, bro.
I believe you. Okay. So, all right, I want to wrap up with a couple things. So you said you went to a lot of Tyson fights. Kings hooked you up.
Yes.
Local. Give us your best Meaike Tyson experience, story, anything, man. Fight you were at.
Man, Leon Spinks in Vegas. What an experience. And then also, that was, they introduce you. When you were with King and them, they introduce you. Starting wide receiver, Philadelphia Eagles, Chris Carter. And then they do that right before the fighters make their approach. And then Meaike, we were in the third row. Meaike came right by us. He had the towel cut out. I tapped him on the shoulder. Man, looking like a menace. And I went down to grab my hot dog and a beverage. And he knocked him out. He had knocked him out. I'm right here.
You couldn't move back in the day when he was fighting. You could miss the whole thing.
It was over with. I mean, he had knocked his knee brace off of him and everything. I mean, right.
he was a different breed, dude.
And then, I mean, I don't know how long they took in the arena and everything, but man, that dude took one of the quickest showers in the world. And bro, we was at the party. Meaike was at the party.
Meaike was.
Yes, sir. Atlantic City, Meaike Tyson, Don. Yeah, it was a party. Not a Diddy party, but a Tyson party.
Thank God it wasn't a Diddy party. Yeah, I doubt that. And since you got around back and watching him, I mean, I'm 6 years younger than you, but I grew up watching him, and he was just like, when he ended up getting that tiger or whatever he had, and he used to like wrestle with it.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that makes so much sense because he was just a different kind of human being.
Yes.
When you were around him outside of the ring, how was he?
I think that that, and to me, I've always been like a sports junkie. Like in all the greats and stuff, like I had read so much information, watched anything I could on him. So, like I knew his story, man. I knew he grew up with his mom in a brothel. Like his mom would be having guys over doing tricks and stuff and drug deals and all prostitution. Meaike put on a ski mask, be robbing these people as they come down the street. They come into the apartment terrified. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I got robbed, I got beat up down there, and they're icing them up. Oh yeah, really, and everything. Meike's in the back counting the money and everything.
That was Meaike.
Yeah, so he grew up rough. And then, being incarcerated, detention home, and then Customata took over custody of him.
Yeah.
Getting into boxing to stay out of trouble. But man, a rough dude, man. A rough guy. And to me, I think the one thing that people really didn't even look at was that when this fight, people were preparing for the fight, people started looking at all the Meaike Tyson knockouts. And I used to always tell people that Meaike Tyson was the best trained athlete in the world. Like him, Jerry Rice, like they were on such a higher level of conditioning. But then I know this. Then all the stories about Meaike Tyson. Imagine all the things that he did before the Buster Douglas to the end of his boxing career. All the parties, all the drugs, all the everything. He was not real good at boxing when he left boxing. So how did we think at 58?
I don't think we did, man.
I mean, did we forget like what he was looking like? When
Out of sight, out of mind, bro. I think it's been so many years, and you don't see him much of doing anything. I agree with you. The training, the sparring, you're like, yo, he can. You watch it for a minute, for 20 seconds, and he might do something.
And this is the thing: boxing is a total conditioning sport.
Yeah.
Your total body's got to be in shape. And at 58, now, I do believe that, well, based on the contract, that was not the best version. And he should be applauded for getting himself into that type of shape.
From where he was.
Yes. But, getting down from, he was probably 260, probably 270, getting down to 225, 230. Yeah, that's hard to do.
Who do you think the baddest dude in the NFL was? I'm talking about brawler. Like if there was not a boxer, y'all were but I mean like Meaike Tyson was a bad dude. Who in the NFL when you're like, dude, that guy was just a bad dude? Who's the first name that comes to your mind?
This is the thing. There's not that much difference between Ray Lewis and Meaike Tyson.
Okay.
But Ray's a nice dude.
But Ray is a nice dude.
Yes.
Meike ain't a nice dude. Ray is.
No,
a nice
he
dude.
can't be a nice
He can't.
dude.
He's
He's
Mike Tyson.
He's not capable of.
But if Ray Lewis and Mike Tyson were locked in a ring somewhere, no rules.
It would be that. That's the kind of special gift that God gave both of them guys. Something gonna have to give. Ray has overall more discipline.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
I would say Ray is more grounded, that Ray wins. Because Ray is more grounded. When Ray won a Super Bowl, his last Super Bowl with one arm playing.
Yeah. But when Ray got on the field, it was like Mike getting in the ring.
Yes, because people forget how technical Mike was, how defensive he was, how he moved. And then he was into studying boxing. That's the way Ray Lewis was. Man, we're sitting around having cigars at the Hall of Fame, and Warren Sapp is telling a story about the first scrimmage he had that Ray Lewis had his freshman year. Sapp was All-American junior, and they had all these great players on the defense. And the first two plays, somebody beat Sapp to the tackle. And Sapp is like, who in the hell beat me to the ball? Like, who is this? And then Ray said, it's me. And he's a freshman. He's like, it's me. And Sapp's like, if you beat me to the ball, the next time, I'm going to kick your ass. Ray's like, let's start fighting right now.
Because that's Ray Lewis.
Yes.
All day, every day.
First scrimmage. Like these kind of people are very, very different. But that, to me, with the discipline, that's who Ray Lewis is. That's who Mike Tyson is. And their versions of each other at their best.
Well, I definitely hope, I'll end with this, I hope that Shaq and Gronkowski, you were talking about Gronk, were kidding about fighting and kidding about the NBA. You hear him in the stands when they asked Shaq, they had an arm around him, and he was like, you need to talk to Gronk. And he's like, we're going to do an NFL, NBA setup where former NBA and current NBA guys fight the NFL guys. And I don't think
that would be amazing.
That would be amazing. Okay.
Yes.
Who'd win that?
Man, there's some dudes in the NBA that got some reach and everything. Like, but it's different dudes and it's a different type. There's different traits that come with being in the NFL.
Correct. You'd have to take your guys.
Yeah, blank said, yeah. But there's a couple guys that, I wouldn't sleep on in the NBA. Steven Jackson, Draymond Green and them. Them is real dudes.
Yeah.
My man, Meta World Peace.
Yo.
Hello.
He was a bad man.
He was so mean he had to change his name.
To Peace, Meta World Peace. Well, I hope Shaq don't need the money, so we don't need to see Shaq trying to fight Gronk. I don't think that'd be very good for anybody. But and I certainly don't want to see him in the thong I saw Mike in. But he don't need $20 million because it seems like money's not his problem.
No.
So I think he's good to go.
No paper problem.
Monday Night Football. Who's playing Monday Night Football? What's the spread? You're 1-1. 1-1.
1-1 or 1-2, depending on the official tally and everything.
Okay. And if it's 1-2, it's 1-2. We gotta go official tally. What's the spread on the game that's starting here in a few minutes? What do you got? It's like Netflix. Yeah, Netflix over there. Are they winning there? No. What's just Houston at Dallas. What's the spread? He said no. Houston giving 3 in Dallas. What you call Monday night?
I'm going with Houston, man.
They're going to cover their 3.
Yeah, Cooper Rush. Would you rush it in your money to the bookie with Cooper Rush?
I'll tell you what I'm not doing. Betting on the
Dallas's
Cowboys.
defense.
I ain't betting on the Cowboys.
Run defense against C.J. Stroud.
I ain't betting on
the Texans hate the Cowboys.
My man's back too.
And
Nico Collins is back.
Yeah, good news for CeeDee Lamb though.
What? No sun.
It's night, homie.
He ain't got to worry about it, dude. CeeDee Lamb should be less worried about a curtain keeping the sun out of his eyes. You get a curtain to keep Jerry Jones from looking at his package when he's in the shower.
Bro,
that's what he should worry about.
Man,
I was watching that clip the other day when he was talking about him. I'm like, dude, I couldn't imagine owner, my coach, or anybody going like, that's the size of his penis.
Shawn.
What?
They pay CeeDee Lamb $34 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess what? Guess what you get for $34 million?
Whatever you want.
A little looky if you want to every once in a while. Okay. I'm not going to set it up. But if you happen to do that, and that's
then I'm taking a look.
Because I know it's somewhere in that contract of $34 million.
He can
guess
look.
what?
Well, Jerry Jones took advantage of the look, and you don't know when he's live, and he decided to report back.
Shawn.
Why?
The NFL pay scale is basically 4.5 months, dog.
Yeah.
They paying you $8 million a month. When you come to my locker, guess what I tell you? Shut the hell up. Shut up, man. These is rich people problems, man.
That's exactly right.
I mean,
problems at every level, bro. Problems at every level.
You're getting $2 million this Monday, man. Shh.
Well, I guess.
And guess what? If you don't say nothing, you're gonna get the next $2 million next Monday. Shh.
You don't mind if he gets a little looky look if you get $8 million a month. No, he can look away. Hey, have at it, bro. All right, I have no comment for that. He's Cris Carter. I'm Shawn Meaike. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing. Please don't miss out. Get to somebody who needs to see it. Thanks for jumping on every week, man. We love y'all. Appreciate you.
Give me $20. You could look at it.